Hello and welcome to Scarred Lands, Sins of Shelzar, episode 19, Relationships. When last we met, the party had been split. Several of them were making their way to one of the spokes of the Iron Court. The one, according to what you've heard, that is run by Mother Lulu is actually the area that you're heading toward, where you had hoped to rendezvous with Brec and Ithrin. However, Brec and Ithrin got sidetracked in a big way. They wound up on the continent of Fenrilik, which you can learn about by purchasing Frostlands of Fenrilik, now available at DriveThruRPG, where Ithrin got a ring, an amulet, a very interesting amulet. And from there, that amulet teleported them to the Titan's Home Mountains, where they made the acquaintance of a Minotaur who makes t-shirts, because that's what he do. And he helped you get to Leoni, which is the ultimate destination of the group. So Lulu and Brec are off in Leoni, and we're going to get to them as well as some of the wonderful people that they might meet momentarily. We're going to start our tale off down with the folks that are in the Iron Court. But before we start our tale, I would be remiss to not remind you all that Dead Man's Rust is currently on Kickstarter. This is the last week, folks. If you want to get a copy of it, now is your time. We are funded, so it's going forward for sure. We have unlocked a few stretch goals, so you should get some free virtual tabletop assets that you can plug right into your favorite virtual tabletop, such as Astral Tabletop, which is what we're using. And we are about, right now, a little under $1,200 away from unlocking the next stretch goal, which is a gazetteer for the city of Deir Drendal, the capital of the Drendali elves, which I think would be a lot of fun to examine in the context of Rust, because Dead Man's Rust is about a mystical plague that targets construct and construct-like creatures, and the god of the Drendali is permanently stuck inside of a construct and notoriously paranoid. So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to this disease. Head over there. There's a couple of cool options still left for people who back it. We have the special one-shot option. If you got some money you want to spend on yourself or somebody that you know that might want to play Scarred Lands with me running it on a 4-hour special on the Onyx Path channel. We have a summon scribe option where basically you get me as your developer and you make something for this Laurentian Vault. So that's a cool option you can check out. Or you can just get a PDF copy. You can get manuscript access for just $5, and you can get all the text of the book will be rolled out by the end of the campaign. So lots of options. Please go back it. If you have already backed it, thank you. Please tell your friends to back it. Consider adding some stuff on, help us push towards those stretch goals. Now that the bills are paid, as they say, let's get into our story. When last we met, I believe Charlung and Tan were pretty worn out by this point, right? As you were making your way across the desert from the heat. Am I misremembering?
I know that we rolled real bad.
Okay. Yeah. So you were suffering exhaustion despite the fact that you had rested.
Tan was. I was okay after the rest. I was only one level.
Yeah, I think Tan was the only one who had it after we rested.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, guys.
Wow. Right. That's right.
I'm definitely exhausted.
Thank you for reminding me that I assigned homework. As you're walking up, you all recognize, you see this group of tents. Tan looks like she's about to fall over. You see a large group of tents outside of you. Looks like a part of the Iron Court. They're known to be nomads. They're known to set up their tent city. Supposedly, any wing of the Iron Court can set up and tear down within the span of 12 hours and be on the move. And as you're approaching, Ollend, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check if you don't mind?
Oh, that's not good. It's 5
Okay.
plus 0.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything untoward. Everything looks pretty normal. So feel free to, like I said, if you've got your token selected, you can use your arrow keys to move around. Feel free to move yourselves into the city, into this little village area.
So we have a stuff to like set up our own tent, right? Is there like
I
a
don't
policy for joining this tent city?
That would be a question probably for the Ironbred that's with you.
Okay.
Do I know this?
Usually visitors are expected to provide some sort of compensation for the protection of the village. Basically, it runs about the same as if you were to rent a room at an inn, per person.
Yeah, so I tell him that, and it's like, we have to look for someone to talk to about setting up a tent, I guess, if we're gonna stay here.
Yeah. I could also offer my tattooist services.
Right at that time, you hear Ollend shouted from above. As a male Ironbred, about 7'5" or so, wearing a breastplate over this sort of garish flowing robe that's got several different colors. It almost looks like it's tie-dyed. And he steps away from a table where he was dining with a couple of other Ironbred and comes first slowly walking over and then just starts running up to Ollend. And
I'm just doing this, like,
are you
just frozen.
are you resisting him, Ollend?
No, but I'm like I said, I'm just like frozen.
He grabs Ollend and like dips her down and just puts his tongue down her throat.
That's a full-size horse tongue?
That is a full-sized horse tongue, yes, Tori.
We're just gonna walk over there.
Lulu's grabbing her weapon. Like,
They're trying to choke everyone.
He stands up and says, I didn't know what had happened to you.
No. I left.
Were you wounded? Is your memory affected? Do we need to get you a priest? There's a priest over here.
No, my memory is fine. It's fine.
Listen, I understand that you were upset, but and we're happy to give you time, but I wish you would have let us know where you were going or come back in time for the renewal ceremony.
And I wished I would never see you guys again. So I guess we're one for one.
Why would you say that?
Things happened, and the past is in the past, and
things happened, but we're a family.
I mean, we were a family, and then we weren't. So, who can I talk to about setting up tent here for tonight? Because my friends are really tired and they need to rest.
I guess you'll have to speak to Mother Lulu. I don't understand. Can you at least come by the tent and we'll talk this out? Maybe not in front of the whole village.
I put my hand on his shoulder. I was like, "I'll come by later, okay? I'm really not feeling up to it."
We're fine watching.
I look at Charlie like,
Well, why don't you bring your friends? I will have Ruby prepare extra food.
no, that's quite all right. I would rather not talk to her if at all possible. So, don't tell her I'm here. Maybe
She's part of the family as well. You can't just ignore, a fraction of the whole. And she feels really bad about what happened between you.
Oh, does she?
Yes.
I grab my hammer. All right, let's go talk to Ruby.
Oh boy. We're gonna find a village.
You actually grab your hammer and pull it out?
Yes, I do. I actually grab my hammer and I put it like on my shoulder, like this, like where it's across. Hang on. All right, let's go talk to Ruby, I guess.
He says she asked for you several times when she was in birth pains.
I drop my hammer. Did she now? That's nice. Maybe we should leave. How tired is everybody?
I'm behind this guy, twirling my dagger, looking at Alan like,
Like,
No.
He has the sign in like the waterway.
away.
Should I kill him?
To be fair, I see less guards here than I've ever seen when you've picked a fight. So
I'm gonna start playing some like circus music.
okay, good.
My mouth is just open, very blatantly.
Go ahead and make a performance check for me, Charlie, if you don't mind.
Inside, I'm screaming. Screaming internally, like, oh no! Out of all of the settlements we could find.
I'm gonna use my inspiration because this is important. 22.
Wonderful.
Nice.
As you start playing, you see up to the northwest one of the Ironbred who is wearing what appears to be like braided in his mane. It looks like the bones of several. You're assuming it's Sutak because he's probably not wearing Ironbred bones, but they're braided into his mane, and he's wearing like a tabard that is has got the sign of Enkili on it, and he gets up and starts like dancing to the music, like on the table and like clapping and kind of cheering for other people, and other people start clapping and dancing, and a crowd starts to come around a little bit, and Red says to you, looks like we've become quite the spectacle, Ollend.
Well, whose fault's that, Red?
I would say probably your friend. People start cheering and throwing copper coins in the sand in front of you. You hear a couple of glasses break. You're not sure what surfaces they're even being broken on. But there's definitely a crowd forming. And Haiku, you're up further. Go ahead and give me a perception check, Haiku.
ooh.
Haiku went exploring.
Of course.
18 minus 1, so 17.
Excellent. Why don't you follow that up with an insight roll?
14, because it's a 15 minus 1.
Excellent. So you see
I love that.
this.
Not very wise anymore.
Aside from the general group that's coming up, you see this woman that's by what appears to be like a communal campfire. And she has some sort of a beast on a spit. and she like looks around the side of the beast, and her eyes go super wide, and she reaches like behind her as she's walking up around the beast, and you see as she rounds the beast, she's holding the hand of an iron-bred child. The child is probably about 4 feet tall, and as they're walking, there's a little bit of like a stumble to their step, like they're not quite adept at moving their own body quite yet.
Are they looking at me? They're looking wide at me, or just at Ollend?
Right past you at Ollend.
Okay. I'm gonna go run over here and be like, "Hey, eyes wide. People coming. I don't know. She looks scary. I don't know. I'm gonna go over here."
Is anyone else doing anything else during this exchange while Charlie is playing Christmas or circus music?
I mean, if Charlie started a party, I'm gonna make some ice and offer it to people. I'll just like pour out some of my water skin into like a ice cube and chop it up with a hand axe.
All right. As you're
gonna go back to that beast she was cooking and start like picking at it.
As you're, it's very clearly not done yet, but
it's fine.
I'm sure it doesn't stop haiku.
I eat trash.
It's fine.
You give like 4 iron bread in succession an ice cream headache, because they've probably never had ice before, so they're just like popping it in their mouth and they're like, "Oh, my eye! Why does it hurt my eye? I don't know, but it feels so good on my tongue."
Why does it hurt to enjoy?
And you hear this. Most iron bread have a grating, like, very growly voice. It's why a lot of the other species find them intimidating, aside from their massive size. But you hear a voice that is almost angelic in its clarity, as it calls out, "Ollend, Ollend, is that you? You're alive!" And she comes rushing over with a child in tow. Judging by the way that the foal is still like knocking knees when they walk, you're assuming this child is born within the last month or so. Because ironbred are like horses, born walkers.
I turn my back. Like, someone talk to me, please, Lulu. Now's the time. Like,
Lulu will talk to her, but it's not going to be anything she wants to talk about. I'll be like, what is happening right now?
Lulu, she is my ex-wife.
Oh, we should probably...
We should bail. Who wants to bail?
Who wants to bail?
You see like piles of coins showing up at Charlie's feet while Charlie's like laughing and playing a jaunty tune, and you can see that Charlung is clearly enjoying handing out ice to people and giving them, brain freezes. Just, Ollend, I didn't mean to startle you. I just wanted to tell you that I'm glad you're here and I'm sorry.
Ruby, hi.
And
It's
weird. I would like you to meet Trina. We have named her after your mother until she earns a deed name.
So nice of you. I'm like, with my hammer. Cool. Congrats. Yeah. So,
you probably feel ambushed, and you're traveling with some friends, some of whom look very, very tired. Why don't I go and speak with Mother Lulu and take care of your tent fee, and you all get rested up. And
oh no! Just take me to her, and I'll settle it. Like, I don't need your help.
It's not.
No, I insist.
Oh, okay. Here, go with father. And she hands the kid's hand off um to Red, and the kid sort of shyly looks over at you and then reaches over and like taps on your on like where your plate goes over your thigh and looks at you with big full eyes and says, "Are you my other mom?"
So where's Mother Lulu? I'm gonna engage with this right now. So
Ruby looks like
yeah,
you just
let's
kicked
go.
her in the face, but says,
Like, I
right
almost-
this way. You almost what?
Like, I almost want to flick this kid off as I'm walking away. Just like,
Does anybody in the group want to make insight checks on Ollend, or
Me.
I would assume I'm too busy to do that, right?
That's fair, yeah.
Sure, I'm right in her face. I will.
I want to do it.
My mouth is still open.
Hey,
Can I give Allie inspiration since I under two?
Give her inspiration. What?
I mean, not as really advantage. You know, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely. So she can roll and you don't roll, and then you'll have
Yeah.
advantage. In it.
And is it just insight? Do I add something to it? Because it was still not very good.
No, just your whatever your insight modifier would be.
Uh, 9.
I mean, she's clearly upset, though you can't quite suss out exactly why. Obviously, there's some story with these people that you don't know. But beyond that, you don't know.
I'll give the kid something, like, if I have something on me that's not, like...
don't be nice to this kid.
They're like, oh, here, play with this. Don't bother her anymore. You play with this piece of cloth with a
Right.
tie or a rope or something.
Dumb kid.
Yeah, you give them a trinket, and they look up at you like you just gave them like the key to the universe. And
That's okay. Lulu likes to be mommy, so.
and Red says, "What do we say?" And says, "May the gods smile on you for this gift. What is your name?"
Well, my name's Lulu, which is awkward for Mother Lulu.
Like Mother Lulu, yes. Mother Lulu is a sweet old woman. Do you think you'll be sweet when you're old?
No.
I hope I see that old age. Hey,
Just don't
Hey.
eat your cookies. Don't eat the cookies.
I didn't give anybody cookies. No poison cookies today.
All right.
Good. Do you have any? Really?
Red says, "Well, come, Trina. We should stop bothering Ollend's friends." And he starts walking off with her, and Ruby says, "Right this way, Ollend."
I reluctantly follow. Like, I stay
I'm following
social
Alan.
distancing from Ruby.
Is anyone else following along with them?
I feel like I will hold my hammer out and like measure like my arm length plus my hammer is how far away from Ruby I want to be.
I'm following Ollend.
She says, once you're like clear of the crowd, she says, "I really am sorry and would like a chance to make amends."
Ugh, choke on it, Ruby. Chortle my balls, Ruby.
She kind of reels back a little bit, like she's hurt by your words, and just continues leading you to Mother Lulu's tent.
Fucking Ruby.
So it's just you, Ithrin, or you, Lulu, and Haiku are going up there?
Yeah, from what I understood.
And are Lulu
Yeah.
and Haiku, are you hanging back, or are you like following up close?
I'm following up close.
I'll probably honestly walk between them if there's so much distance, because I know that Ollend's feeling awkward and I'm good at talking, so I'll probably just start talking to Ruby.
Okay. What would you like to say to Ruby?
Just find out about the camp and things because I don't really know how all of the stuff here works. It's just the general stuff.
Yeah, she says, well, we actually are new to this camp ourselves. We just moved to this camp because my husband Baldred wanted to start studying under Mother Lulu the ways of the worship of Deneno. So we've decided to go ahead and move. I'm also now studying a bit, but I am trying to gain the favor of Madriel so that I may serve her as a cleric.
I'm like audibly rolling my eyes.
You're like whinnying under your breath and shit. Like,
Yeah.
Do you know anything about
that god?
About Madriel?
Goddess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Madriel is the Redeemer. She's the twin sister of Belsameth. She is like depicted as a tall woman with like angel wings wearing plate mail that, she's like the lawful good, like, or I'm sorry, the chaotic good, like heroic goddess, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
Are we there yet?
And she leads you to the tent. While you are all getting there, are the rest of you just continuing with your previous actions?
I would like to not be exhausted anymore. That's my
Well, you probably will, I would assume, wander over and sit down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if there's like, we're still kind of like waiting to figure out where our permanent place would be, but as soon as we find one, I was planning on trying to finish up that back piece for 10.
Okay.
Not doing anything. Fall asleep.
Otherwise, in the meantime, I will just enjoy Charlie's entertaining with the other person who was wearing the Inkili shirt, wherever that person was.
Yeah, they were over here dancing on this table, but they'll come over to join you all.
I was at 3 out of 8 hours on Tan's tattoo, so whatever you add to that.
Mm-hmm.
And Tan, which of your sins is in charge right now? Who's in the driver's seat?
I believe it is gluttony, but I thought I'd be so exhausted that I would just fall over, but I don't know. I'm only exhaustion level 1. I used to be 2.
Yeah, that's not that bad. I mean, you're tired, you need some sleep, but you also smell food coming from this table over here. And that is a much stronger drive.
Where's the tin?
Up to the north west of you.
Well, if Charlotte would like to come with me,
Sure.
we can go eat and bring on the pain.
Excellent. You sit down and start chowing down. Charlie, you make a total of 47 copper, so 4 silver, 7 copper in tips while you're playing. And up in Mother Lulu's tent, you step in and you see this orc woman that Ollend, you've seen her before. She doesn't look like she's aged since the last time you saw her, but the last time you saw her, she looked like 100-year-old shoe leather. She's like, imagine Yoda with an orc's body.
Done.
She has very long black hair that is, sort of matted and decorated with various like animal carcasses and charms and things along those lines. And she's effectively just wearing what looks like an outfit constructed of Mardi Gras beads. But each one is a different color and shape. Is according to rumor, each one of them is a separate enchanted magical trinket that she can access the power of.
Cool. I respectfully approached Mother Lulu and was like, Mother Lulu, me and my friends just need a place to stay, and I'll be happy to provide whatever payment you require for us to be able to stay a while.
She says, "You have been gone for some time, Ollend.
Yes, that's correct.
But you are still family. Your people should not need to pay."
I didn't renew my vows, so I don't think I'm part of the family anymore. So it would be really nice if you would let me pay so I can
My dear, your marriage was blessed by the gods. It takes more than a missed appointment to sever that connection.
I would still would like to pay you so that I don't have to feel any kind of obligation. Thank you, Lulu. Oh, Mother Lulu, this is Lulu, also an orc named Lulu.
It's a really popular.
You have a good name, but perhaps a bad influence on our wayward child here.
No, she is not a bad influence on me. Like, I guarantee it. Probably likely the other way around, if I'm being completely honest. Yes.
As they're talking, I want to look for like valuables in this tent. I'm just scoping out.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yes. Pitter patter.
Ooh, that's an 18. I don't know. Investigation. Where's it at?
It's under skills.
Yeah. Where's? I can't find it.
It's under intimidation.
Oh, yes. So just 18.
Yeah, they're in alphabetical order. Yeah. So as you're looking around, you're like, most of the stuff in here looks like it has some sort of magical value, if nothing else. And why don't you go ahead and give me an Arcana check as well? She does not have it a lot by way of like traditional valuables, but it does seem to have a lot of magical trinkets.
14.
Okay. You recognize a few items that look a little odd for the practice of a druid, things that you would more likely associate with the bond a warlock would share with their patron.
Okay, I'll just keep that logged in my head for later.
Right on. And she says, I tell you what, why don't everyone give us the room for a moment? And Ruby says, I'll be right outside, and steps out of the tent.
Right inside.
I'll walk out.
Okay. Yep. I'll go out with Ruby. I'll be just chatting up.
I'm
Ruby.
looking at them like, don't leave me.
I'll be within earshot though. Definitely not going far.
All right. You step outside. Both of you notice that, like, Ruby's like wiping her eyes and like sniffling a little bit.
What happened?
It's not really my place to tell you. That's Ollend.
I'm
I
just
don't think Ollend's
playing with my
gonna tell
knife.
us.
It's her choice. It was her decision. It's not my place to tell her business.
All right.
Inside the tent, Mother Lulu says, Ollend, I understand why you left. But
You do?
I do. Yes. You can't let old wounds, and she pats you on the stomach, dominate your present. They're nothing but scars, child. And scars are a mark of surviving a battle. It's a mark of honor.
Yeah, well, tell that to Ruby. So it'd be really nice if I could just, pay you and not have to owe anybody here anything, because I really just want to be on my way, and I don't want anything else to do with her or them or any of this. So like, help me out here. Like,
She nods and says, I will take your coin on one condition.
there's always a catch.
You will sit at dinner with your family and you will discuss either repairing or properly dissolving your portion of the marriage. That is the cost of my lack of hospitality.
What?
Hmm?
Do I have to?
No, you can simply set up your tent and camp for free and you don't have to do anything. So now you see you are in my debt no matter what. Which do you choose?
Fine, I'll talk to them. Gods.
Good. That will be 3 gold for the lot of you.
I gently place the coins, even though I want to shove them in her face. I'm like, pushing down my chaotic evil, like, just way down. And just like, here, Mother Lulu, is your 3 fucking coins.
You may set up your tent anywhere you may find space within earshot of the camp.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
May I be excused?
You may.
All right, cool. I leave the tent. And I'm assuming I'm like bowing down or something as I'm leaving.
I mean, you don't have to by any stretch. There's nothing that formal in custom.
Okay, cool. So I walk out of the tent.
And Ruby just kind of finished stabbing her eyes and says, "Well, I'll be serving dinner at sunset, so I hope to see you at the tent. Because it was lovely to meet the both of you." Walking off.
You too. You have a cute baby.
She smiles, says, "Thank you."
I'm like,
You're cute too, Ollend. You're cute too.
we're not talking anymore again. Like, you just ruined it.
It's okay. We'll get back. We're just it's our cycle. It's actually
We're
probably
so close.
it's our whole relationship. It's like love-hate thing we have.
And with that, you have leave to set up a tent. So is there anything else you want to take care of before you start making camp?
Can I earn some skill points and train in fighting with the horses?
I mean, you can.
The horses.
Excuse me.
Do you want to fight
You're
the
already
actual
not talking.
horses,
It's
or do you
fine.
want to fight the
No.
Iron Breath?
Talking to her.
But these
Iron
fucking horse
Breath.
people, whatever the fuck they call it. What I don't give a fuck. These fucking horse face people.
They're like, well, if you wish to spar, we can probably set something up tomorrow. The town's not much of a sparring mood. I don't know if you've heard, but one of our wayward tribe members has returned, so we're gonna have a bit of a celebration tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
who
it's a
returned?
party now.
I'm like, who returned?
They say, we've missed you, Ollend.
Well, I'm not back. This is temporary at best.
All right.
I'm just a figment of your imagination.
I wasn't even here. These are not the droids you're looking for.
Right.
And with that, you all
I've got
start,
your persuasion.
to set up a tent for the night. It will probably take you about until sunset. So unless anyone has anything else they want to do, we will hop over to the other group.
I'm finishing that tattoo.
Okay. So are you not taking part in setting
At
up
least
the
continue.
tent?
You don't need help. I got this.
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. So you can get about 3 hours worth of work done on the tat.
Yeah, that's all I need because I have Magecraft, which doubles it. So
Okay.
we only needed 5 more. And then, yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, several hundred miles away.
Hey.
Brecrin, what's up?
Is that the new hashtag?
Yep.
Ithrin and Brec are standing in the at the end of the Stall Road, outside the village of the city, really, of Leoni. You see a couple of posted guards, kind of at the end of the road, and you can see that there are already a number of traveling merchants that are setting up tents and the like along the Stall Road.
What language are they speaking?
A lot of them are speaking in Lydian, and you can see there's merchants of pretty much every divine and redeemed race setting stuff up. Humans,
Is Lydian like the common that?
It's the trade common.
Oh, okay. So I'm a merchant, so I speak that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I also speak that.
Yeah. What would you like to do?
I'll just turn to Brack and be like, do we hang out? Do we try and find our friends? Do we just live here for the rest of our lives?
I really
don't
wanna
want to do
ask,
that. It's too cold.
Are we there yet? But we're there, but they're not there. And we have all these tunics, Ithrin, that we can't give our friends.
It's not that cold here, right? Where you're at now is relatively temperate. It's actually almost you're basically in a grassland that's right on the edge of a forest. It's almost paradise by comparison to where you've been for the last several weeks.
I'm down for a grassland.
Okay.
You want to go find a tavern and learn about the place?
I like that idea.
All right, let's find one.
Excellent. As you're making your way into the town, you see lots of sights. You can smell a lot of cooking smells. There's a lot going on around. But your attention is caught by a pair of manticora that are in something of a spirited discussion. And tell me, Jean, why would you be in a spirited discussion with this elderly woman named Sihu who performs magical tattoos? What might be bringing about your spirited discussion with Sihu as she's setting up her tent for the night of Chronicles, which is only a few nights away?
What is Jean arguing? Who is Jean arguing with?
Her name is Sihu. She's a Manticora woman. She's probably about 90 years old. She performs tattoos, and she is setting up a stall for the Night of Chronicles, which is this massive festival that's going to be taking place in a few days, where bards come from all across the continent to compete and tell stories, and merchants come in to sell their wares. She's in the middle of setting up her tent right.
This musty hoe is in the middle of setting up her tent, where I set up my booth. I sell songs, and I sell words of encouragement, and I always sell right here. And she knows this.
She says, I have been setting up here since you were but a gleam in your parents' eyes. And as you're walking along, Brec and Ithrin, you hear this discussion.
Ithrin will throw out a quip, like, be nice to the old lady.
Go ahead and describe yourself, Ithrin, so as Jean looks over and sees you.
Yeah, so Ithrin is fairly short. She's a Slytherin. She's ratkin, and so it's got like rat face, little rat paws, rat tail. And she dresses like she got her clothing out of garbage piles. Just has like a whole bunch of like belt pouches that are just overflowing with like moss and leaves and sticks and just really random like nature detritus. But she's wearing a really nice, really expensive looking snowflake pendant.
And go ahead and describe yourself, Brec, who is walking
So,
along with Ithrin.
Ithrin's being escorted by giant hollow legionnaire. I am see-through and blue and look like a Viking in plate armor and dreadlocks and see-through and blue. And I have tattoos. Don't ask how, I'm a spirit. It's cool.
They're also see-through.
Also see-through. I know, it's part of the look. You know, you got to commit. So
It's true. You can basically make out what's behind any of Brec's flesh. Where the armor is perfectly solid, but the rest of her is translucent.
but you can tell
the
there's
rest of him
dread,
is translucent. Sorry. And then Jean, go ahead and describe yourself.
Well, all I know at the moment is medium, shortish, sort of feline features, with 3 daggers woven into my mid-back length hair.
So yeah, and then obviously see who she's just sort of like, she looks almost like she was made by Jim Henson. She's a Manticora woman, but she's just in like a shawl over her head and like hunched over on a stick. And she's like, I have been selling in this spot for years. I've never missed a night of Chronicles. I was here at the first night of Chronicles.
Yeah, exactly. Respect your elders, man.
I don't remember asking you nothing, little bit.
I will turn to the old lady. Ma'am, can I help you in any way?
This one needs, I don't know, to get a different tent. This is my tent. Call a guard over here. We'll settle this legally.
And Ithrin looks kind of nervous at the suggestion of guards. Says, let's see if we can settle this among ourselves.
And
I'm
this is
gonna
how
like
you know this
immediately
lady ain't been
start
here.
hitting on the old woman and be like, ma'am, look at that equipment. Is this you? You do this? Girl, what do you do here? I'm also a tattoo artist. Why do you set up here every year? Going for it.
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll there, Brec. And what were you saying, John?
I had a quip and I forgot it.
That's fair.
Hitting on old ladies is distracting. That's okay.
Oh, this is how you know she ain't from here. She wants to call the people.
14?
She is very enamored with your attention and starts, well, you know, I was just a little girl when I started tattooing, and this was a gift from my mother's best friend, who was an elf of the Broadreach many, many moons ago, and it's been a long time, but yes, this is old tools. As you see, you can see the marks from where the hammer and the needle hit. This is ancient stuff. And she's going on and on and on in detail about it.
Good.
And
So while while Brec is doing that, I'm gonna turn to this new guy and be like, I'm not from around here either, but be nice to her. She's an old lady. Like, what would it take to make you happy, dude?
Well, I will accept Miss or Ma'am. And
I'm sorry, ma'am.
what would make me happy is my spot right here for the last 3 years running. This is my spot. She wasn't here the last 3 years. She might have been here. But what I need is a spot with good foot traffic, right? That's in shouting distance from the tavern because they got to hear my songs and come on over here.
But how much room do you need? Can't she tattoo with you singing?
Yeah, can you share the space?
You don't need your patrons to sit, and it is distasteful to bully old ladies.
You just got here. You don't know what this musty hoe's been saying.
We are friends. Are we friends?
Yes.
And any friend of Brec is a friend of mine.
She looks over at John and says, "Do you want a tattoo? I need some time to finish setting up."
Friends, John, friends.
Is that why you're here?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Friends.
Well, I did have an idea for this beautiful neck piece.
What?
I could do that. We could. Yes, I can do that. Do you have a reference sketch, or do you want to just describe it, and I can work on it?
Well, these daggers here, they need a companion. I think I need a representation. Everyone needs to know when I don't have them out what I'm about.
I see. And she starts sketching, and she's working on it and just making this beautiful, like, quick charcoal sketch of what this tattoo might look like. And it's really astonishing. Almost as if she can, like, read your intention and draw it clearer than you might have pictured it in your mind. And then midway through this sketch, she just looks up at Brec and says, "Is this for you?"
This is for our new friend because we're working together, my love.
Which friend?
Right here. I put my arm around John. Look, these are going to look gorgeous.
Of course, yes.
We're all working together. That is beautiful. You drew that right there in front of my eyes. Oh my goodness. I'm a flash art artist, but that is an amazing piece. What do you think, John?
Talking to me. Listen. I just got swept up in your hustle. It is that is beautiful. That does it looks exactly like what I'm about. I don't.
And do you have enough space? Like if she could do her thing and you get your patrons and everybody's together, like is this working for you now?
I mean, we could probably.
That could be.
Like okay. What's your business, my friend? My new friend?
Well, I sell songs and I sell words, and people tell me about their travels, and then I write a little something for them, a little story about them, and I sell them that, or I give them a little song to carry on their way.
You could definitely cross promote commemorative tattoos.
How much is a song, my friend? How much is a song?
Well, whatever you feel in your heart moved to bless me with, I will accept. But I couldn't possibly ask for anything less than a gold or two.
Seems legit. What do you think, Ithrin?
I think that we have been through a lot, and I would definitely pay this fine stranger to commemorate our deeds in song as long as he did not call me Ithrin in them, because for the reasons, it's fine. It doesn't matter.
What do you like to be called in song?
Oh, I don't know, something pretty.
My alley flower?
Oh, I like alley flower. You're so
Beautiful.
sweet.
I will do 1 gold for a song about the alley flower. She can describe it to you while you get your first tattoo. And I need a song to sing to somebody about how great I am, because I'm a terrible self-promoter. And I'm trying to take her out on a date. It's a long story. We're not there yet, but I'll take your bardic advice. There you go. Now you're started. You're going to 2 tattoo. My friend here, do you feel comfortable? Nobody's going to take your spot. See who. Are you happy here?
I'm gonna do a tattoo. The Night of Chronicles doesn't even start for like 2 weeks.
Oh, that's okay. Do you need help? I got you. What do you need me to do?
I'm gonna do a tattoo.
Yeah.
On who?
On our friend right here. It's okay. On your beautiful antique equipment, you told me how the hammer was affecting the tool, and it just has all this history and tradition in it. We're going to bless our friend with your story, and he is also a storyteller. This is the best day.
Yes, she is. And she starts.
Woo! Yeah,
tattooing.
see? The friend hustle. We're here for the positivity hustle.
So she starts working on a tattoo for you, John.
Well, that's lovely. I like you smoothed that situation. That was a finesse that I can.
Brec's a lover, not a fighter. But if he fights, he can fight. But he's a lover, not a fighter.
And Ithrin will just, because you are a captive audience, launch into this very detailed story that starts with like, all right, so 3 days ago I was in Shelzar. No shit. Here's what happened. Tried to help some other Slytherins. No, first we ran away from guards into the sewers, found other Slytherins, tried to help them, got teleported all the way up here, killed a whole bunch of people. I got this cool necklace now. And she will give a lot more detail than that. I just as a player, I don't want to dominate the conversation, but it's just like adventure, murder, mayhem, betrayal.
Lots of snow. I'll toss you your gold while you're listening. It's cool. Here you go, bro. I'll take it off right now. My equipment.
So as you're hearing this story, like they're talking about like a magical portal that took them to another continent in the north, and fighting like scorpion people. Are you telling her about the nature of the necklace at all, Ithrin?
Yeah, I think a little bit, because that would just make the story cooler.
What would you like to share? Because not only is Jean not aware of, she has no idea what's going on, but Malachi also has no idea what's happened. So please launch in, dominate.
Yeah, I feel like Ithrin will be like, yeah, and I got this cool necklace. It's like a snowflake on a silver chain, and I know it's magical. I know it's from the Snow Queen. I don't know why she gave it to me. I don't know what she expects of me. Maybe that's a little weird. But I can just do all this ice magic, which is great because I grew up in the desert. So who would expect like a desert Slytherin to do ice magic? So I will totally be able to surprise my enemies because of that. Because I can just do like all this stuff, and she probably demonstrates she'll probably demonstrate Cone of Cold. Spend a charge to demonstrate Cone of Cold.
Cone of Cold?
But like in a safe way, not aiming at anybody, just like aiming into the path. Like, look at that, I can do that. That's so cool.
So she freezes a 60-foot cone of the stall road.
Just Elsa,
like freezes it over.
I did not know. I'm so sorry,
girl. You gotta contain that.
You just see like one teenage manticora with like an armful of books just shivering with like icicles coming off their nose.
But yeah, you would probably very definitely get the idea that Ithrin kind of has no idea what she has or how to use it. She's just like, yeah, I got this cool necklace. It's a cool necklace because it's cool and it's a necklace.
I'd also invite you to make a history check, if you don't mind there, Jean.
And now that she told everyone about the treasure, Brec has to be on security guard duty.
I mean, like, if anybody looks over, if it'll just be like, I'm a druid, I'm practicing, it's fine, sorry.
Can I look around and
I'll
see
pay
who
you for that later.
Pay for that later.
I mean, most of the people in your immediate vicinity looked over because that was a cone of cold that got fired off. Like,
did anybody look like super weird about it, or just the normal? Oh God, where did that come from?
I think there's a little bit of lag, so that's why it took a minute to pop up in the chat, but it did roll. Yeah, nobody is like particularly like bothered by it. You didn't hurt anyone. They're just kind of like, oh, that's weird. But yeah, with a history check of 15, you recall a legend about Frelia the Snow Queen, who is a sort of obscure, I guess, demigod. She's largely worshipped in areas where it is like cold year round. Sometimes she's honored during winter festivals in more temperate areas, but for the most part, she's worshipped like in Albadia, where it's pretty much cold all the time. But you remember a legend that you had heard about a druid would come into her service and would bind those two teachings and would play some important role in a very cold land in peril.
So I recall this legend.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna work on a song for them, obviously, right? That's what
2 songs. I'm paying you for 2 songs, broski.
2 songs. Okay. Well, first, John is gonna think about that. What she uses this opportunity of musing a song to kind of she's moved in a way. She's not somebody who like wants to stay put for very long anyway, and this sounds really interesting. But she also wants to endear herself. So she writes one song that kind of chronicles what has happened. It's hopefully moving and a little about some, untouched love, but has these like major chords in it. And then another song that kind of alludes to that legend, but not explicitly.
The fate to like the okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me a performance check? And since you have some time to think it over, I'll go ahead and grant you advantage on it. So you can kind of take your time while this tattoo is being worked on to think of it, because the tattoo is going to take quite some time to get. So then you'll roll it again and take the higher of the two. All right, so 26 is your total.
Woo, there you go.
So it's a pretty epic song.
She's Prince now in this round.
Right.
Like, all genders, everybody loves them, every instrument, all the songs. We have our new Prince.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. But it does take you quite some time. So during the duration of this tattoo and the songwriting, are the two of you going to hang out there? Are you going to ask for somewhere to for the nearest inn? What's your
Well, for
game
the
plan?
end, but before we go, I'm also gonna ask, like, with the minotaurs, like, what do you guys do? You do anything traditional for tattoos here for you people? And then we'll.
'Cause I'm doing it right now.
All right, got it. Same ceremony. Go team.
So yeah, you are able to get directions to an inn. Jean, is there somewhere particular you would want to send them to stay? Is there like a class of inn you would send them to, or would you?
Well, I'm not sure what classes they are as Malachi, but Jean.
I mean, one of them's wearing trash, and the other one's wearing.
Nice, classy armor, but warrior classy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Ithrin is using a quarterstaff and has just like leaves in her hair, so she's very obviously a druid.
No, but I mean, like, are you sending them to somewhere that's like, here's a barn where you can sleep for
Yeah, here's a
copper
box,
piece?
or here's the nice part of town.
Or are you going to send them to the nice part of town?
We're at Jean's mercy. Am I saying her name right? Is it Jean like French, like John, like a cool androgynous name, or like?
No, it's Jean. It's Jean.
John like French.
Yeah, like
Okay.
she's a little Cajun inspired too. So spicy.
Cajun. Okay, that's
Nice.
fun. Cool.
And Jean is the kind to drink or frequent the like lower rent establishments, but there is a place that is a tavern with a place to sleep above that she would probably prefer because they have a long pour.
Right on.
Seems legit.
All right. Are you going to meet up with them at the inn later, or are you just going to let them go?
Oh yeah, Jean is really interested in these people, so Jean sent them to her place, her spot.
Cool. All right. Is there any other business that you want to conduct before you head to the inn, Brec and?
No, because we had already suggested before we met our new friend going to an inn to just sort of like pick up on gossip and get the lay of the land. So
Do they have any shops on the way though while we're walking there? Like, are all these tents active, or are they all waiting for the festival too?
Many of the tents are like in the middle of being set up. So like you're seeing like people like unpacking their stock. You're seeing people like organizing things. Not very many of them are actually set up and open yet. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can't like poke your head in and say, "Hey, what are you selling?" And you see everything ranging from weaponsmiths and armor smiths to people that have pastries. You see a couple. It's what appears to be a orc and an ironbred couple. And
I can see that.
They're sort of bickering as they're laying out baked goods on a table. Like, no, the ironbred's like, I've told you, you have to put the smaller cakes in the front and then the larger cakes in the back, so that it creates this visual, cascade effect. And the orc is like, I do the baking and the setting up of the tables. I know what I'm doing. I am not known for having the greatest pastries in all of Gelspad for nothing.
I love that about Scarlands. The orcs in Scarlands are so dynamic and amazing. So if you're watching and you haven't built a character or thought about maybe building an orc, I'm sorry, I went a little meta for a second, but I love Scarland orcs.
Well, thank you. So yeah, they're having a bit of what appears to be a spat over their pastries, but like I said, it's mostly shops in the middle of being set up. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for, or anyone that you would interrupt in their setup, or are you just going to wait?
I would ask if I saw any leather workers, maybe armor workers, if anybody had like a bandolier, like an organized bandolier of pouches instead of for like weapons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can find one for probably, I would say 10 gold.
I would pay that.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Mark down
Minus
10 gold.
10.
And
Okay.
you have a leather bandolier.
Pouch
All right.
bandolier. Awesome. So when we get to the tavern, I'm gonna give Ithrin a tunic that I bought from the last place and then the leather bandolier and be like, here you go.
Oh,
Because we're
this is
traveling
so
partners
sweet.
and you
I
deserve something nice.
I didn't get you anything.
That's cool. We're partners. You don't need to give me anything, but could we just change and just toss the other stuff if you have no emotional attachment. That's cool.
I mean, it might be useful later.
If you can fit it in a pouch, just fit it in a pouch, girl.
Okay. So, like, Ithrin will run off to the privy and just change. And, like, she looks about half an inch taller when she comes out. She's like, oh, yeah, I got cool clothes.
Yeah, I'd love so many pockets. Like, hopefully there's a lot of pockets here for you. You just got, like, Rambo, but for your druid detritus. That's what you call it, right?
I mean, I'd say Rob Leafield is drawing me, but then I couldn't walk.
Right, you have ankles. So.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right.
Yeah, just pouches for days.
So you two do get to the inn a little bit ahead of Jean. Are you going to drink? Are you going to get food? Anything else that you're going to do? They tell you that it's the rooms in this inn are 5 silver for the night per room, and there is a 1 silver salt surcharge that they highly recommend you pay.
What's the assault surcharge for?
The salt surcharge?
Oh, salt. I thought you said assault surcharge.
No, it's a salt surcharge.
Don't laugh at me, Allie. You're a barbarian.
And the salt surcharge, you are aware, is it's pretty common in Gelspad. Most of the inns in Shelzar charge it as well. It's to give you a bag of salt to make a circle around your bed when you sleep so that inwights don't crawl into bed with you. Inwights are a particular type of ghost native to the Scarred Lands. They're often the ghosts of children who died of deprivation, and they look for trustworthy-looking adults who they can snuggle up to at night, and while they're snuggling up to the adults, they're draining them of hit dice.
Oh. Okay, so 2 bags of salt? There's 8 silver? Is that what we need? 1 for each of us?
Yeah, so it'd be 12. It'd be a gold and 2 silver, basically, for both of you.
Ithrin will rush to cover this because Brec bought her that very nice thing.
Aw, so kind. See, we're a great team.
All right. Rock and roll. And Jean, your tattoo gets finished. Is there anything that you're doing before you head to the inn?
I think I'm heading straight over.
All right, cool. You arrive at the inn. They are just basically getting handed their salt by the innkeeper when you walk up. This nice new neck piece tattoo.
Oh, Brec's going to use all his tattoo knowledge to be like, wow, look at that. It got all the 3 knives. I remember. How do you like it? How's it feel?
Jean is kind of wearing her
oh, this little thing?
She's clearly got her hair like back out of her neck.
Side pony, cool.
Which is weird for her. She likes to have everything in arm's length, but she's really kind of strutting that right now, and she's feeling pretty confident about the song that she wrote.
Nice. That's great.
Looks pretty good. She got a 16 on her performance check for the tattoos.
Oh, good. That's fantastic.
Ithrin will hold up a bag of salt and be like, don't forget salt to protect against the demon ghost babies.
Brec's just going to be like, dude, and then do the salt before he forgets.
Well, you don't need to lay that down until you go to your bed, but...
Brec won't remember. Brec's just going to handle that situation on his mind.
Get up and go lay the salt out now while you're waiting. Excellent.
Yeah. How much silver for the rooms?
So
Or was it-
the rooms with the salt surcharge is 1 gold, 2 silvers, or 12 silver.
Okay.
Thank you, Ithrin.
Yeah, of course.
So, and the barkeep brings you all over beverage of choice, and you start drinking, and we'll fade away from what's going on in Leoni at the moment and return to our friends down in the Iron Court. So you've got the place set up. You've been able to take a long rest. Your exhaustion is now healed, Tan. But you will need to check again to see who's running the show. Your
Lust. What the hell?
lust again?
Lust was not running for a while. No, I actually asked one and gluttony once in between. We just I don't talk as much as them.
That's fair.
That's not my fault.
What are the rest of you doing while Tan's getting tattooed?
Feels good.
Will we like notice the change in behavior, or
I would assume shortly. I assume you're all going to the camp area, right?
sure?
Yeah, I'd probably start making plans that we should just continue on and leave a message that if our friends get here that we headed somewhere. It doesn't seem like we're going to want to stay here for very long.
I'm like nodding. Is it sunset yet? I have to go get
Ollend's like-
divorced.
Right. Ollend's like, I'm fine either way, but we really should go.
Yeah. I'm trying not to like show too much emotion, but like deep down I'm like, let's go.
Did I get everyone's token over here that's there? Yes. So, is there any of you, what's Lulu doing?
Just hanging out with Ollend,
We're talking
regardless
about
of
after our rest?
talking.
Yeah, like during, at the tail end of your rest and afterward, as the sun is probably going to be going down in about a half hour, what would the group be up to?
Well, I'd probably just be, I don't know, like practicing.
Okay. And Lulu, are you pushing Ollend about what happened, or are you
Not just talking.
Okay.
At me.
Yep. Yep.
I feel like that's actually a little bit calming because I'm probably just nervous and sulking, and the fact that you're just like relentlessly talking about some nonsense that I'm not listening to is great. Like a white noise machine.
And what is Haiku doing?
This whole time with this interaction, I just kind of been like giving Ollend like this disapproving side eye, but like that's my friend, so I'm just gonna like not say anything, but like I have opinions.
Why are you disapproving of me? I didn't do anything.
Yeah, Ollend,
Yeah.
go ahead and make an insight check, and you can have advantage because you're close with you're very close with Haiku.
I got, I think, 11.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that he's giving you the judgy eye. You're not sure why. Also, Haiku, you do feel a great sense of relief the last day or two since you buried your stuff.
Yeah, I'm feeling mentally good, but I don't like the situation.
All right, that makes 2 of us.
But again, I'm not gonna push it. I'm like, she's gonna do her thing, but I don't like this. I'm not gonna like push. I don't know what's going on here, so Ollend's gonna be Ollend.
I'm not gonna make any promises. I was gonna say I'm not gonna kill anybody, but let's not get carried away. I'm just kind of like looking at the sun, looking at like where a watch would be on my wrist. Just kind of like.
Are you going to? It starts to get to be about time where you know you're going to need to head out to get there on time.
So I get up and I tell everybody, it's like, hey, so I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go get divorced real quick. See you guys soon.
Do you need backup for divorces the way you do things?
That's a valid question.
It is a valid question.
It shouldn't be, but it is.
Right.
No. I mean, just be ready to leave
Oh
if things
God.
go south. But I know I'll try to be nice.
All right. Are any of you going to follow her, poke your nose in her business, spy on her in any way, shape, or form?
I'll be behind her.
I'll let him. Like at this point.
Well, go ahead and make a stealth check to see if she notices you following.
Oh, I'm not trying to hide it.
Oh, you're just straight up following her?
Yeah.
All right. The two of you get away from the tent enough that there's no one else around for you to overhear your conversation. While they're walking off, you're just continuing practicing, Charlie? All right. Lulu?
I want to find a sparring partner.
All right. Well, they had explained to you that there's going to be a kind of a celebration tonight, but I'll get to that in a minute. Any conversation while you have the few brief moments of just the two of you walking through the sand back into the city?
If Ollend doesn't say anything, I'm just gonna stay quiet. Again, I'm not gonna press her.
I'm just gonna say, no matter what, don't trust a fucking thing Ruby says, like ever. Okay, just don't.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not ready for this. All right, so I like go in the tent.
All right. Get up to the tent. Get you moved up there. When you step in, you immediately are hit with this smell of this like home cooked 5-course major big deal like holiday spread meal. The table is set out with enough places for your entire party, plus the family. And the family consists of Ruby, Red, and 2 others that you have not yet met, and then the child. And Ruby says, "Is just your horned friend joining us?"
Yeah, I didn't really want an audience, so
That's fine. He sits down and basically fixes you a plate and sets it in front of you.
I don't touch it.
Right. And then she starts serving everyone else food.
I'm just like moving the like food on the plate. I'm not really like eating it.
So
This is our best.
Baldred says, "I understand why you left."
You do.
Yes, there was a obviously tensions rose and people said and did things they regretted.
That's a little bit of an oversimplification. But yeah, so one of the conditions for us staying here this time is that Mother Lulu told me that I have to talk to you guys and dissolve our union. So just let's get this over with, okay?
They all sort of sink a little bit, and Blue Mane says, "Are you sure that's what you want?"
Yeah, I don't belong here anymore, and
Ruby
you
starts
guys,
like bawling and says, "It's all my fault. I'm so sorry," and runs out the back of the tent.
she's not wrong.
Baldred sort
So
of casts you a dirty look, and Red gets up and says, "I'll go get her."
don't. Why? Let her go cry alone outside. Let her drown, just in general. So what do we have to do here to get this over with so I can go and like live my life and not owe you guys anything, because we all know this didn't work and it's not going to work. So
Baldred says, "If you wish to be removed, we will grant you your separation, but
perfect.
I wish one bad day would not have caused."
One bad day. One bad day, huh? That it was just one bad day. That's fine. That's
You were happy until you were wounded.
but I feel like it's good that I was wounded so that I could see the true colors of some of the people in our union. So
I slam my
yeah.
fist on the table like, damn it, somebody explain what's going on. You're being bad. You're making me really mad.
Like he was like, I'm tired of just sitting here pretending. What is it?
So
eyes like red, like on the verge of like crying.
The little girl like hops behind Blue Mane. Blue Mane sort of stands up and says, and like looks like he's gonna flex on Haiku for a second, and then stops and sits back down and starts comforting the child.
I don't even look at the child. I just look at Haiku. So basically, I was married to all of these people once upon a time, and Sutek injured me, and I could no longer bear children. So Ruby bullied me out of our marriage because I can't produce heir, so I don't deserve to be part of the family. So I just left.
Aldred says, "That's an oversimplification."
Is it? Is it, Baldred? Is it?
She was greedy and childish. She should not have treated you the way she did.
Yet you guys forgave her and you gave her a foal, so I guess you all are happy and you deserve each other. So just tell me what I have to do to get out of this, like, now.
I'll gather the others and we'll release you.
Awesome. And I push my plate away as I like lean back and cross my arms and just like.
He stands up and walks out and brings Red and Ruby back in, and Ruby is like weeping, and she's like, I want you to forgive me for what I did.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, Ruby.
Well, you hurt me too, like you broke my jaw.
I mean, you deserved it.
I did.
No regrets.
Baldred says, as it is Ollen's wish, we have been requested to release her from this union. He looks at you and says, I release you and hope the gods shower you with blessings. And they each say the same in turn. I release you. I hope the gods shower you in blessings. And Red is the last one to speak, and he seems like reluctant when he does, but he eventually, after a brief pause, does it as well.
Do I have to say it back? I release you all and hope the gods shower you with blessings. And we had a good run. So thanks for everything. And now I'm gonna go. So bye.
They just sort of watch you walk out.
Haiku's still in there, just like pushing food around his plate.
If you walk out, I walk out behind you.
Good food, what? Yeah, do you take the plate with you, I guess is the question, Haiku.
No, I leave it. I didn't touch it. I just looked at it. I kept my head down for the whole thing except until I had outburst.
I know Brec's not there, but Brec, like, I feel like Haiku might have a comparison, like madness or this. This is a lot. Both of these are a lot.
I'm feeling real feelings for the first time.
It is scary. It's scary. Don't worry.
Are you saying anything to each other on the way back to the tent?
So whose baby is that?
Ruby and them's. I don't think we like kept track of the days. But I can't even look at that kid.
I understand. I thought it was yours and you'd abandoned it. That's why I wasn't feeling too good about it.
There'd be no chance that I would do that.
I approach her shoulder. I just kind of put my hand on her shoulder. And it's the first time we've had contact, so I just kind of am hesitant about it. So I leave it there for a second. I say, you guys have all helped me out a lot, and I'm in your debt now. So if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here.
Thank you.
I just was feeling away because I was taken from my family, and I can't remember them anymore. And I'd give anything to see them again.
I understand. I would have given anything to have a family. But some things are just not meant to be.
Are they in sight yet? Because if Lulu can see she's been crying, she's about to get a hug.
They are not quite in sight. They're certainly not in sight to the tent. They're walking through the city right now. However, Lulu is in the city because Lulu did in fact find somebody that, despite the fact that there was a party, was willing to spar with you. It's that strange priest of Enkili. They're like, yeah, we can spar.
So I do see her then? Because I'll just drop out of the sparring right fast and come back to that after the hug.
I feel like I let out a war cry, I'm fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
That pulls you out of your sparring match. As you look over and you see Ollend is clearly not well. You all can hear that from the tent too.
Big hug!
I put my hand out.
I'm a bear.
I get in between them. I'm like, no.
Yeah, get the little haiku in between
Lulu
the giant.
said I'm a bear.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
So,
I feel like I need to draw that now, high school.
Do I need to roll? Can I roll for initiative? Is this hug an initiative?
Yeah, okay, let's roll to see if you get to hug me.
I'm going to see if I can do something.
Add the bear bonus. Add the bear bonus to hugs.
Do I roll for a hug, Travis?
Technically, I guess that would be a grapple. So go ahead and make an athletics check.
Hang on.
Does she get love advantage?
No, she does not.
Okay. I'm
Can
going
I do like
to
a
use...
thaumaturgy to like intimidate and like lower her chance of like doing that? So like
You
if
can't
you-
intimidate people to do a hug. There's laws against that.
No, but you
like
can.
a thaumaturgy like big boom like
got
no.
Yeah, you can absolutely cast thaumaturgy to use a big booming voice and say "don't," and you can roll intimidation. What did you get on your athletics check, Lulu?
Finally.
So I used lucky. So I re-rolled it and I got a 24.
Oh man, I got 13.
She's getting a hug. It's
I
happening.
rolled a 23 on intimidation though.
Excellent. Roll a charisma saving throw, Lulu.
You said charisma?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to beat a 23?
You sure
Yeah,
do.
you do.
I haven't. I don't know where my charisma is.
That makes sense.
Nothing there.
Probably, probably
I got
because
a
you never look
10.
at it. All right, so like you run up and you grab, and like Haiku's like, wait, and you like grab them in like this group hug, and then you hear like this rumble against like your chest as Haiku's like, stop it, and you like,
What?
and you back up for the first time ever, possibly being actually a little bit terrified of Haiku.
Read the goddamn room, Lulu. No.
Like,
And
could
I
you
walk away.
just like a strawberry?
Okay. I don't know what to do with that.
Damage that strawberry.
I think that's more awkwardness than intimidation.
I mean, that's fair. And with Haiku sort of storming off angrily, Ollend standing there awkwardly, and Lulu also standing there awkwardly, I think that's where we'll wrap things up for this session. So you are now, congratulations, you're divorced. Never presided over one of those at a D&D table before. And the rest of you are gathered, those of you who are in Leoni are gathered in the inn. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's session before we wrap things up?
Does social conflict count for experience points that lead to leveling?
Yes, that was a very good job. Very good role play. Yeah, you know what? It's been a while, and y'all are going to need it. Why don't you go ahead and level?
Good job, Milena. Save the team.
That was really confident. He said we're gonna need it.
I know. I'm denialing that part. That's okay.
You know, you need to level, 5? That's not that scary.
I know. 5.
It's true. Yeah, you can.
Someone else needs to get divorced. Come on.
You can't grind divorces for experience points. That's not how it works.
Hey,
But why not?
that would have
Level
just
for
set.
each person
Okay.
I divorced.
That's really life experience.
No, you can't have one level for each person you divorced. That's not how polyamory works.
That's
right,
how experience works.
All right, so yeah, you can level to 5th. We will resume 2 weeks from tonight, right? Everybody's good for that?
Yep.
All right, cool. And things will be very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes and to getting you all in one spot. In the meantime, let's everyone go ahead and introduce ourselves. Do our tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything you would like to promote. And why don't we go ahead and start things off with Tan? Go ahead and give us your pertinent details, please.
Hi everyone, I am Tori Clark. I play Tan. We're both she, her. I'm working on just stuff, but it's the holidays for me, so let's be real, I have nothing coming out until next year, so nothing to talk about. But I will be here tomorrow on the Onyx Path, not here, playing with right now. Second time Victorians.
Yes.
First time full party Victorians. So now I'm excited. I'm leading a sex cult over there, so Lusty Tam is a little
A Victorian sex cult.
yes. That is specific and a little better.
I mean, it definitely makes it interesting. But it's like, oh, it's a sex cult, but it's a Victorian sex cult.
Yes.
The chance of group sex with juggalos is smaller, so you have got that going for you.
Boy.
Apparently I'm on a certain trend.
Don't tempt me, Travis.
2020. Okay.
Excellent. Next up, we have Charlung. Please give us your pertinence.
Hey, I'm Corey Frang, they, them, playing Charlong, also they, them. And I'm a computer programmer working on a lot of video games. Lately, I've been working on a really fun roguelike called Caves of Qud, QUD. I'll drop a link in Twitch. And yeah, I think that's it. Holidays with a ZE. Word, as I always used to say, you know.
Word. I can dig it. Ollend, go ahead and give us your pertinence, please.
Hi guys. I play Ollend. In real life, my name is Milena. I'm an artist in Chicago. I'm not doing much right now, but this is really fun, and I really enjoy our games. So
You were so awesome tonight. Thank you so much. So
I'm surprised it didn't garrot Ruby like I wanted.
I'm pleasantly surprised you didn't try to kill any of your spouses.
I mean, you're a blacksmith. You can make a couple of garrots. Like, that's fine. They don't
True.
even look like weapons if you restore them right.
And you do have
It'll be secret garrot.
and you'll have at least the beginning of the next session, so it's never too late.
Never too late. Yay.
It's a special way to hug.
As long as there's life, there's hope. But no, very good role playing tonight. Thank you. That was cool. Lulu, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, I'm Allie. She, her. I play Lulu, who is also she, her. And I don't have anything interesting that I'm doing. I just enjoy coming here and role playing with all these people and following Ollend around and making her have a secret friendship with me. She doesn't know, but she has a friendship with me.
It's secret from me.
Right. It's like,
it's a secret from you. You're gonna wake up with a friendship bracelet.
what was it that the South Park guys said about Barbara Streisand?
Oh no.
They said it's us versus Barbara Streisand, only she doesn't know or care.
Sarah for the win.
It's like that, but
It's
with
like my favorite quote. It's the stupidest thing, and it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so I think that's an accurate representation of Lulu's friendship with Ollend anyway.
Yep.
Excellent. And next up, that brings us to Jean, the new kid. New kid, please give us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, who you're playing, what they do, their pronouns, and anything you would like to promote to the audience.
Hello, I'm Malachi Hoskins, he, him, playing Jean, she, her, and me and Jean do the same thing. Well, not the song part, but I'm a writer, poet in New Orleans. I have a book called Outside Tomorrow, and I can only hold this up because it showed up 20 minutes before we started.
Oh, nice.
It's a book of poetry based off of poetry commissions I got during quarantine. And at Malachi Hoskins at Instagram is where most of my things go, and you can get a pre-sale copy of the book for $8 until 7 p.m. tomorrow.
And so run over and get that now. So head over to Mal's Instagram and hit him up there. And I am so glad to be able to play with you for the next several sessions. I have missed your face. Most of you probably don't know this, but Mal is my best friend, my brother from another mother. We, got into a lot of trouble together back in the day, and Also, I believe I was the first person to run a game for you. While playing
Were.
Chronicles of Darkness on the dry spell set. Funny enough. Yeah. Lots
And that
of
was a
fun.
fun game. It was like one game. But I also miss your face because you also kind of kickstarted like some of the most interesting adventures of my life. Like without Raymond did it, where would I be? I wouldn't be in New Orleans probably.
No, probably not. No. Yeah, it's best not to go down that road. It leads to a dark place. It all worked out. It all worked out. But yeah, it's going to be awesome to have you around for a while. I appreciate you coming through and checking this out. And everybody should go and buy Mal's poetry because it's awesome. Next up, we have Ithrin. Please give us your pertinence.
Hey, my name is Rachel. Me and Ithrin are both she, her. I don't have anything directly right now to promote. A bunch of projects in the works. It'll be cool when I can brag about them. And yeah, as Tori said, I run Changeling the Dreaming Game every Saturday evening at 9:30 Eastern on the Onyx Path channel.
You mean Thursday?
Thursday, yes.
Doing better.
What did I say?
Saturday.
Oh, no. I don't do anything on Saturday. That's weird. Anyway, it's on Thursday. It's generational changeling game. It's a lot of fun. We are up to the Victorian era. Like Tori said, her character runs a sex cult. We also have a dock worker, a Russian spy, and a street urchin as part of the player group. So it should be a lot of fun.
I love that the street urchin is a child, and we're having sex.
Yes.
It's very weird.
Well, I mean, like I said, like the emphasis will be on the cult part of your sex cult. So yeah, check us out. We're gonna be running tomorrow on XPath, 9:30 Central. And I just recently joined Warple Tales on a recommendation from Travis, which I'm really grateful for. And so I play short form horror stories. Right now we're doing Call of Cthulhu. That is Sunday night at 5:30 Pacific. It's a lot of fun. Come check us out.
Yeah, definitely check out the Vorpal Tales crew are awesome. I'm so glad that that's working out.
I'm having
they're
so much
super
fun.
cool. And they run a couple of games on twitch.tv/the Onyx Path as well. Tuesday and Wednesday nights they run games there too. So definitely make sure you're subscribed over there if you have not yet done so. And subscribe here too because it helps keep the lights on. Next up, we have Haiku. Please give us your pertinence. Good play from you today as well. I mean, you all did awesome, but we really put mostly Milena, but also a bit of you through the ringer. So
yeah, that was really
good job.
cathartic. I am Mike Mutant. I play Haiku, both he, him. I'm a comic artist from Chicago. I have a comic called The Freaks, which I was supposed to upload some pages today, but I forgot because work is busy right now. So I'll do that right when we get off this call. I'm posting some pages without dialogue and then a page every week. And then that way, when it's all done, I can just put them all together in one sitting instead of having to do it was too chaotic last time, so I'm gonna be more organized this time for this issue.
And it's what, issue 3 now, or is it issue 2 now?
2. It's gonna be 2.
Oh, hop on. Do it. Over on patreon.com.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even plug it. Yeah, patreon.com/Mike Mutant.
Yeah. Over, follow it, check out the comic. It is good stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah, I enjoy it greatly. I think I have a few pages to catch up on because the last month has been a little busy, but we'll get into that when we get to me, I suppose. Next up, we have Charlie. Please give us all of your pertinence.
I am Sarah Scharnumber, and I play Charlie. We're both she, her. I am also an author, and I make videos on YouTube about writing and vlogs. And then I just started doing master classes through the masterclass program. So I'm going to take Margaret Atwood's masterclass next. I'm going to do videos on that. And then I also sometimes stream Among Us on Twitch with some other people. And Allie came one night, and she got to be imposter all of the times, and that was all the time she had ever played. So
Oh,
that was
good.
fun for her.
Always the murderer. Always.
You did good though. You'd never even played. It was
There.
awesome.
Except for the first time I just ate someone in front of somebody.
We
But it's
confirm
awesome.
that she's always a killer, so thank you.
Yes. Yes.
I am.
Hashtag we have a weird Comic-Con story. If you guys subscribe to Patreons, maybe we'll share it with you. But she is always a murderer.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
very
literally like, I have gone to 7 or 8 total, and I have been the murderer every single time. I'm 100% the murderer.
That
I don't know why.
explains so much.
I'm getting complex.
One of these days, like maybe after the next time we have players cry on camera, we'll do an Among Us afterward.
Oh my god,
I've
we
never
should.
played before. You're gonna have to walk me through it, but I will do it.
It is so much fun.
Yes.
Next time we
that would be
get super
awesome.
emotional, we'll have a catharsis Among Us game afterward.
Oh, it's so good.
It was.
I love that Travis is like, if we have a player class, we get to murder someone.
I mean,
I also have realized
lots
that a
of
lot of
songs.
these like games we've been playing have been very like therapeutic for me, and I've like learned a lot about myself playing these games.
It's you bring what as much or as little as you want to the table. It's one of the things I love about role playing. And I guess that brings us to Brec. Brec, give us your pertinence, please.
Okay, my name is Roz. I'm she, her. Brec is he, him. And I'm in the Air Force. I am not an artist like all of these super cool people here. So I'm going to plug everybody else. So we're going to start with Mike. So Mike has a really cool comic that he's doing in very flexible payments. You guys should definitely subscribe and look at that. It is very relatable to everybody. Milena has incredibly insightful art, and she also has a lot of flexible payments as well to subscribe to her Patreon, and all of them look out for their fans. Sarah has a variety of things that she looks at, and I'm constantly surprised, and she definitely is an amazing writer as well, and so she teaches people how to be able to at least understand, if not pursue that, and then kind of super appreciate what she does. And Travis, the Mad Hatter for all of us. And you can do everything from just support Travis and buy him a cup of coffee to pay to be able to have him do a separate session for you and your friends. And everybody here just does amazing things. I'm grateful to be able to hang out with all of you all the time.
You are the sweetest. Thank you.
I just came up with all that, so I hope it flowed well.
It sounded beautiful, Roz. Thank you so much.
Good.
And thank you for your service.
That's fine. You guys are where it's at. You're working way harder than me right now, so.
You're awesome. And I guess, yeah, that leaves me. I do, in fact, make role-playing games. When I'm not running this shit show, I have other shit shows I run here on this channel, Mondays at 3 p.m. Eastern. We run Scarred Lands: A Family Affair. They are currently in the same desert as you all. It's weird. And you're both sort of headed to the same place. Maybe we'll have to work in some crossovers or something. And then it's almost like you're all running one big story. And speaking of one big story, Dead Man's Rust is on Kickstarter. You have just over 6 days, I think. No, you have 6 days to get in, get your copy. If you go in and you back it for $5, you get access to the manuscript. That means you could spend $5 on the Kickstarter, download the manuscript. It hasn't been edited yet. It hasn't been laid out, but it's all the text. And you could start your campaign tonight. Well, it's pretty late tonight, maybe tomorrow. Yeah. But there's new character creation options in there. The latest update we did was the Gleaming Valley, which is a huge lore expansion that covers an area that really hasn't been covered in previous editions of Scarred Lands, which is cool. It centers a lot around the Hollow Legionnaires, which is my favorite playable race in Scarred Lands. And yeah, there's like 80 some monsters in the text that you get, 3 or 4 new playable subclasses, just a ton of stuff. There's enough. The core campaign goes from levels 1 to 10, but there's enough sandbox built into that book to last you for years at the table. So please head over and support that on Kickstarter. This is the last week, so it's the last chance I'll get to tell you during this stream to do that. I would really love to be able to unlock a couple more stretch goals. There's more areas I want to cover, things like that. So your support will A, help that happen, and B, get you all those things. So like if we unlock the Dear Drendal stretch goal, everybody who's backed the Kickstarter for PDF will get that PDF for free as well. So definitely head over and check that out. Other than that, I also want to promote Frostlands of Fenric. We just had another new title go up in the Sluritian Vault today that furthers the setting, which is great to see. I'm glad to see people picking it up and making content for it. Frostlands of Fenric is a community content expansion to Scarred Lands that I was developer on. Mike and Milena did all of the color art that you'll find in it, including the cover. And it's for sale right now at Drive-Thru RPG. If you buy it, you can pick it up and you can start creating your own content that takes place in the continent of Fenric. So it's cool. It's still Scarred Lands, but it's a very different environment. They have a different relationship with the gods and the titans on Fenric, to say the least. Plus, it's a giant, wintry, survival nightmare. It's a nice, fun place to play. I'll throw the link there in the chat. And then we will be back here 2 weeks from tonight because there's 5 weeks this month, right? And then, that'll be like the day before New Year's Eve, I think.
It'll be the 30th.
It'll be our last stream of 2020, so we'll have to do something special.
We all get advantage.
Yeah, something like that. You all love
We
advantage
need a battle.
entirely too much. Listen, if you need a fight next time, I can make that happen.
I'm ready.
It's been a whole
Guess what?
2 sessions since anybody had to hit something.
Yes.
I was gonna end this session by tossing Ollend one of the training swords that we were playing with. But
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Give her something to
Time for
Yeah, Ollend needs to get it out.
Yeah.
process her anger through. But yeah, if you haven't yet done so, please follow us. When we go live, subscribe. Make sure you're doing the same over at the Onyx Path Twitch, and definitely check out everyone's work. I'm perpetually thankful that I get to create awesome things like this game with awesome people like this crowd that you're seeing. So thank you all so much for being here. Thank you at home for watching, whether you're watching live or watching on a replay. And please stay in your house, wear a mask, wash your hands. There's a vaccine. Just wait a little longer. And take care of yourselves and each other. Have a good night.
Night.